Do you prefer this or that? What's up, all you good fella fly guys? You know who it is, the cat in the hat, your resident fly guy, your chief architect, Michelangelo of StarArchitects.com, here to help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to this lifestyle thing. And yes, I'm wearing two ties. Like, this is kind of dope, though. I might have to actually pull this out for a look or something. But the reason why I had these two ties on is because today we're going to be comparing Ralph Lauren ties to Zegna ties. But before we get started, if this is your first time here, welcome. Yes, you see me looking crazy, but trust that I do know what I'm talking about. I have been a lifestyle coach for the last 5 years, and my essential goal is to help men tell their story in style. So if you find this information beneficial, please consider subscribing. I would love to be a character in your story. If you have already subscribed, like my man Tone on Tech, then you know I appreciate you. And now all you have is one thing left to do, and that is hit that notification bell, and that way you will be notified each and every time new content comes out. Now, before we get started, you need to know that I love both of these brands. Both of these ties are mine. Both of these are going to get worn at some point this season. But today I'm going to go handle some business that's not requiring contracts or anything serious, so I can have a little bit of fun, but I want to make sure I make the right decision when I'm going to step out. So we're going to talk a little bit about what I'm thinking about for both of these ties. Now, one of the reasons why I love Ralph's color is because Ralph has a unique ability for a flair for the dramatics. So as you can see with this tie, everything is very tonal, but you still have a very strong, intense backdrop of the red on the tie that is coupled with some cooler colors like purple, like green, like orange, that still are complementary to the red and that make it work. Now, when it comes to Zegna ties, one of the reasons why I love Zegna ties is that they have a rich history when it comes to their tie making. And a lot of people don't know a lot about Zegna, but Zegna actually does almost $3 million a year in ties alone. I'm not talking about other accessories. I'm talking about ties. When I was working for the Zegna Corp, I actually was under the creator and the distributor for ties in the Americas market, and he was averaging 2.9 million sales and ties every year, and it was growing, so it's probably significantly higher than that now. But they just had some really cool and great designs, and that's one of the things that I do love about this tie, is that the tie is a very classic pattern, but it is enlarged, so it does draw your eye to the floral patterns for spring, but it doesn't make it overly abundant where it becomes a little bit more of a caricature, but it's still conservative enough for the guys who like Hermes to still get away with wearing this tie as well. And when it comes to the construction of this Ralph Lauren tie, one of the reasons why I love it is because this happens to be a 7-fold tie, so it does have a little bit more weight to it, and when it comes to the knot is that much more thick. It's a little bit more robust and has a little bit more sophistication and maturity to it. And even when it comes to the fit of my collar gap on my shirt, it just fits right. It feels like it is where it's supposed to be, right? And so I really do enjoy that aspect of the tie. And then also when I put the knot in, I don't really worry about it being loose. It feels secure, and I really enjoy that about this tie. Now, when it comes to the weight for this tie versus the Ralph Lauren tie, this is not a 7-fold tie. It's actually closer to a 5-fold tie. So it isn't going to rest the same way. It is a little bit more flimsy. The knot isn't as high. Like, I like the way that the Ralph Lauren knot would sit up a little bit more. This one kind of just flops down, which is still cool. It still has its own place there. But even in the collar gap, it fits perfectly, but the knot isn't as secure. It doesn't feel as secure as the Ralph Lauren tie did. Now, lastly, when it comes to the overall expression that this tie provides, it gives me a little bit of whimsy. It gives me a little bit of fun, and a little bit of, like I said, those flair for the dramatics. but I also like that it's still going to be conservative enough for me to wear it to the office, and when people aren't going to be like, man, that's a loud tie. They'll just be like, that's a cool tie, where did you get it from? I do like this tie when I want to be a little bit more bold, have a little bit more fun. This just has a little bit more of a fun vibe to it, and I think it's partly because of the white in the tie, and this would be great on a white dress shirt. I just don't wear a whole lot of white dress shirts, so for me, a lot of times when I'm putting this on, it is when it is coupled with like a white jacket or something where the white in the tie can pop. So which tie do you think I went with? Both of these are dope. Both of these would be pretty good for today's business. Which one do you think I went with? 4, 3, 2. Yeah, you know I had to go with the Ralph Lauren tie today. It's a little bit more expressive. It was gonna have and allow for a little bit more fun. So Ralph Lauren was the way to go for me. And I think it's gonna be a good look with the rest of the ensemble. If you wanna see the rest of the ensemble, you should check out my Insta story where I'll be talking about it a little bit. Outside of that, I think this is a really good choice. But question of the day, what was your choice? Did you prefer the Zegna tie over the Ralph Lauren tie, and why? Definitely would love to hear those thoughts. If you found the information beneficial, then please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. You know that it helps the channel to grow. If you found the information entertaining, you want to share it with the friends so you guys can keep the conversation going, please make sure that you hit that share button and share it with your friends, and maybe you guys can have a conversation about which tie actually works for you. Outside of that, don't forget to be great today, and to always show up in style, because you know that dress is nothing more than the expression of a man's state of mind. So you, yes you, should always dress to express. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.